We are Cloud Atlas. This is our first time at the railway venue, and it's a lovely venue, so thanks everybody for coming to see us. This one is Let the Blood Flow.
Hi, I'm Gray Blackstone here from the Independent Voice magazine, and I'm at the railway venue in Bolton with Heidi Widdop, who has very kindly taken some time out in the middle of sets for her band Cloud Atlas performance. Thank you very much for that.
You're welcome.
Now, before the gig, I caught up with you, and I was just wondering if you have any kind of pre-gig, I won't say ritual, but some sort of routine that helps you either relax or get in the mood to go on stage.
No, not really. Just a good sound check always helps, and a few rums beforehand, and that's it really. Just get on there and do it.
Great, so you're pretty much just ready to go as soon as you rock up at a venue. Okay, well, since you've only part way through this gig, I can ask you quite comfortably, disregarding this venue, to date, what has been your favourite gig and why?
Right, with this particular band, I think the obvious one would be Cambridge Rock Festival last year.
Yeah.
That was fantastic. It's a great place to play, great crowd, great sound, everything. But my favourite gig is actually the only acoustic gig we've done, and there was only three of us, keyboard player, lead guitarist and myself, and we did an acoustic gig at the Classic Rock Society venue, the Wesley Centre in Rotherham. And that has to be my favourite gig, because the audience was so brilliant. You could hear a pin drop and it just went very smoothly, very atmospheric. That was my favourite.
Great, it is good when the audience give you what you need to feed off for the show. Well, you said about the Classic Rock Society venue, earlier in the year you got off to a great start by being voted the Classic Rock Society Newcomer of the Year, is that right?
It is right, yes. It was a surprise indeed. No, it's fantastic, absolutely.
Did somebody just come, did you just find out of the blue, or did you know you were up for nomination and get a bit of preparation in?
I had a bit of an inkling because Stephen Lambert, who helps run the Classic Rock Society, rang me and said, "Oh, you maybe ought to come." He didn't really say anything else, but I thought, "Oh, right, okay." So we went and we kind of had an inkling, but we just turned up and waited to see what happened, and we won the Best Newcomer award. It was fantastic.
I bet that put you in a pretty good mood for the coming year then.
Yeah, it has done, absolutely, and I really want to get another Classic Rock award next year, but I don't think we'll have any material out by then, so we'll have to give it a miss. But it's been brilliant because we've had a lot of feedback from it. So
yeah. Excellent, and of course it's something prestigious that you can put behind the band as well, and it's nice to be appreciated, isn't it?
It is, yeah, and I've got the award at home on the mantelpiece.
Very nice, yeah. Pride of place then.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Okay, great. Well, you're an independently managed band. In fact, you yourself do all the management. Now, do you enjoy having that level of control over the band and how it runs, or are there times when you think, maybe I would like the weight of a label behind me?
I do enjoy it because I always think if you want a job doing properly, do it yourself, but at the same time I'm a busy person, I've got a son and a job and everything, and I find I run out of time a lot and it can get quite stressful, and of course I don't have as many contacts as I need to have really, so I try my bestest, but in the future I think I'll probably try to find someone else to do all that stuff.
Oh, great. I guess people will be starting to look out for the vacancy application thing now, won't they? So, all right. So you have your debut album out, Beyond the Veil. which is available on Bandcamp for digital download and available for a hard copy on your website. We'll put the links in the comments of this video. So how did the process of creating that album go? Did you actually get somebody in to record it, or did you guys record it yourselves?
No, we went to... we actually found this chap who was recommended to us called Zach Bajon, and he... Oh gosh, now then I need to remember. He's produced other bands such as, I'm trying to remember the names. I can't remember that. But he worked for Atlantic Records, and basically when Atlantic Records find somebody that's kind of interested in York, the Yorkshire area, they set, or actually all over the country, they send them to his house, where he records a few tracks of them and stuff, but he also used to play bass in a band in the 80s, a quite well-known rock band, and I've forgotten the name again, sorry Zach, sorry. He's an amazing guy, absolutely amazing. So he lives in Harrogate, and his studio was in his back bedroom, and that's where we went and recorded it, and everything was like analogue, there was no digital, so there was no chopping, pasting, cutting, cheating. You had to play it right or you had to start again, so it was unusual. But he was absolutely fantastic, and we mixed it and mastered it there and everything, so he was brilliant.
So great, a nice little intimate place to create that album,
right,
but really good results from what I've heard of it. So.
Yeah, I knew he's very fussy, is Zach. But so am I, so when we were mixing it was little niggly bits and stuff, but I thought he did an absolutely splendid job.
It does sound fantastic, so anybody who hasn't heard it, I do urge you to go and check it out. Now, your band's logo is a very interesting design, which kind of gives it a bit of a Celtic feel, that I think, anyway. Is there some sort of hidden design, a message behind that, or a story behind how it was made?
Well, the logos were designed by the keyboard player's brother, who works for a very well-known design company in London. And we've got two logos, actually, so I'm not quite sure which one you mean. But one of them has actually got a C and an A in it, which you can pull out if you look carefully, obviously for Cloud Atlas. So that's the meaning behind it. But I have noticed that a lot of people don't pick up on that. I mean, I saw it straight away when he showed me it, but some people need to be told.
Yeah.
C and an A. But then obviously we get the old C and A jokes.
Oh yeah, of course. That is actually the one I was referring to. So I didn't know you had two logos. From what I've seen, I only saw that one. So maybe I'll have to check it out.
Use the mostest.
Okay then, right, the most popular logo. Okay, so you're the primary creative force behind this band. How do you feel you've developed as a songwriter now that you've got all this space to spread your creative wings, as it were?
Well, to be honest with you, the first album was rushed. The writing was rushed. I'd been in a band called Stolen Earth before that, and I'd started writing material while I was in that, but I didn't feel it was the right band for the material, so I left and formed Cloud Atlas pretty much straight away. Right. And I just wanted to keep some momentum going, so it was a bit thrown together really, and sometimes I think, oh God, I wish I'd taken more time, but this time around it'll be different, and I think I've learnt a lot from that album actually, where I went wrong and some things that aren't quite what they should be. So
it's all a learning process, isn't it, developing? And you are right, there is a certain element of having to keep that momentum so that you build up your reputation and people know your band and so on.
Yeah.
So that's great. Now, when you write in songs, do you have anything in particular that sparks it off? I mean, is there something that kind of causes this chain reaction to happen that leads to you writing a new song?
No, I think when I have the time to pick up the guitar and actually dedicate a bit of time to it, it just happens. It's not something that I think, I'll write a song today and sit down, because it's not like that. It's just when I get a moment, I'll just pick up the guitar or play on the keyboards. And in fact, most of the new material's partially written on the keyboards, which I don't play very well, but I find it very easy to write on the keyboard, and it's just whatever's in my head, really.
Great, so it's quite a relaxed process then that you have.
I think it is, yeah. I don't think the recording next time around is going to be quite so relaxed as it was the time before, but it just comes out when it comes out, basically.
Okay, great. Yeah, a nice sort of gentle flow to the songs. Okay then. Right. Well, I remember that in an earlier interview you mentioned how if the internet had been around and at such a level back when you started off in that band, you think things would have progressed a lot more quickly. Now the internet is very, very well established. There's a lot of different platforms available for bands and that. I'm just wondering how you're planning to make the best use of that in order to further the band this time around.
That band that you're talking about was when I used to sing with Mostly Autumn, which was hundreds of years ago. It was about 1995, 96, into 97. And of course, I mean, nobody really went online then so much. And Mostly Autumn had to play all the pubby type venues. I don't just kind of pubby type venues that where the people in there didn't really want to hear any music, you know, that kind of thing. And had the internet been active then, they would have taken off so much quicker than they did. And it's so good to have it, obviously, because you can get everything out there to people and people can find you. But there's a downside as well, because there's so many bands out there that the competition and everybody's pushing it. And in order to use the internet wisely and as best you can, you have to have the time to spend hours a day on it, and at the moment I don't really have that time. So, but obviously, you know, Bandcamp. I was looking into Spotify as well and stuff like that. To be honest with you, the thing that I found the most useful is Facebook.
Right. Okay then.
That is the one that really everybody's there. You know, everybody's there on it. But I mean, obviously, all the promoters are all on there, and there's so many different prog pages and stuff. It's just endless, so you need hours.
Yeah, exactly. Well, maybe that'll be something that the new potential manager could sort out for you then, if you're going to get someone.
Well, I hope we do.
Okay. Well, finally, it seems like you made a few references to some possible new material that we're going to be listening to, maybe. I mean, if you got any plan, is there anything you can tell us about it, or when it's going to come out, or anything like that?
I have absolutely no idea when it's going to come out. I was hoping it'd be this year, but it's not. It's just other things have happened. It's different. I think it's probably a bit more sophisticated, really. A lot more sort of keyboards in there, timing changes and stuff. It's more adventurous.
Okay.
So I think it'll take a lot longer to record to get it right, and I'm a lot fussier this time round. So.
Okay, yeah. So you're not going to rush it quite as much as then. Okay. I don't suppose we're going to get any previews of any of that kind of thing tonight, are we?
No.
Okay, that's fine.
I haven't played it to anybody else in the band yet.
All right. Okay, so it's super top secret
it's
stuff.
Just at home on the Mac.
Yeah.
Fiddled and twiddled with it. So there's a long way to go.
Okay.
So.
Well, we'll definitely keep an ear out for all your updates on Facebook and things like that, and definitely look forward to listening to some new material and to going back in there and hearing your second set. So thank you very much for taking the time to do this interview, and we'll call it a day there. We'll go in and we'll check out your new set.
Thank you very much. you very much.